Alright, Leeds United faithful. Welcome back to another absolute banger of a video. And bloody hell do we have some serious drama brewing at Elland Road today. If you're not already sitting down, you better find a chair, because what I'm about to tell you is going to have every single one of you white supporters either jumping for joy or pulling your hair out in frustration. Listen, we've got three massive stories that are all happening right now as the transfer window is about to slam shut in just hours. We're talking about moves that could completely change the trajectory of our season, deals that have fallen through the cracks, and some absolute heartbreak that's going to leave you wondering what the hell is going on behind the scenes at our beloved club. First up, we've got a midfielder who cost us $5 million, £5 million, and he can't even get a bloody loan move sorted because of the most ridiculous obstacle you've ever heard. Then there's a winger who broke our hearts last season, the man who scored the title-winning goal, and now Premier League rivals are trying to swoop in and steal him from right under our noses. And finally, the playmaker we desperately need, the creative spark that could unlock our Premier League dreams. But guess what? We're not the only ones chasing him anymore. Smash that like button right now if you're ready for this emotional roller coaster. Hit subscribe if you bleed white, and drop a comment telling me which of these three stories has you the most wound up. Because trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to be calling for someone's head or demanding we break the bank to get these deals done. The clock is ticking, the pressure is mounting, and Daniel Farke better have some magic up his sleeve, because what's happening right now could define our entire Premier League campaign. Are you ready to find out which midfielder's career at Leeds is hanging by a thread? Here we go, Leeds faithful, and the first name that's going to make your blood boil is Darko Gyabi. Yes, you heard that right. The $5 million midfielder we bought from Manchester City back in 2022. The same summer we watched our beloved Calvin Phillips walk through the Etihad doors in the opposite direction. Can you believe it? We spent £5 million on this lad, and now we can't even get him out on loan to Hull City. Hull bloody City, because they need to shift one of their own players first. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and we're all just sitting here helpless, watching this talented England U20 international waste away in the final year of his contract. Think about it for a second. This is the same transfer window where we brought in Calvin's replacement, spent serious money trying to rebuild our midfield, and what do we have to show for it? A player who spent the last 18 months at Plymouth, Argyle, came back after their relegation, and now can't even secure a move to the championship because Hull City are having their own bloody crisis. Joe Gelhardt might be having a brilliant start to his loan spell at Hull, but that success story is actually working against us. Hull want Gyabi, they see the potential, they know he impressed in glimpses for Plymouth, but they're stuck in this ridiculous game of musical chairs where they can't bring anyone in until someone else leaves. It's absolutely mental, and here's what's driving me up the wall. Daniel Farke has made it crystal clear that Gyabi is nowhere near his first team plans. The lad is talented, no doubt about it, but he's not in our German gaffer's vision for this Premier League campaign. So why the hell can't we just get him sorted with a move that works for everyone? But wait, it gets even more frustrating. Wrexham, yes, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's Wrexham are interested in taking him on loan. Then you've got Watford sniffing around, and even French clubs Lorient and Metz from Ligue 1 are keen. This lad has options all over Europe, but we're stuck waiting for Hull City to sort their house out first. The worst part? This is deadline day madness at its absolute peak. And while we're trying to get creative players in, we can't even get the players who don't fit out. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole in the bottom. Completely pointless until you fix the fundamental problem. But hold on to your hats, because if you think the Gyabi situation is frustrating, wait until you hear about the winger who could have been our savior. Right, this next story is going to absolutely destroy you emotionally, Leeds faithful, because we're talking about Manor Solomon, the wizard, the magician, the Israeli superstar who literally won us the championship title with that unforgettable goal at Plymouth. 23 goals and assists, pure magic on the wings, and the kind of player who made Elland Road erupt every single weekend. We all wanted him back, didn't we? Every single one of us was dreaming about making that loan move. Permanent, bringing him home where he belongs. Solomon even hinted at it himself. You could see in his eyes that he loved playing for Leeds, loved the supporters, loved everything about pulling on that white shirt and marching on together with the faithful. But here's where it gets absolutely heartbreaking. Tottenham called him back, Thomas Frank wanted to take a look, and now Solomon finds himself in the exact same position he was in before he came to Leeds. Stuck on the bench, watching from the sidelines, knowing he's capable of so much more, but unable to get the game time he deserves. Xavi Simons arriving at Tottenham has basically ended any hope Solomon had of breaking into their first team, and now he's desperate for a Premier League move. Spurs want $20 million for him. $20 million! But here's the kicker that's gonna make you want to throw something at the wall. Nottingham Forest are trying to gazump us. Those absolute vultures are circling around our player, the man, who delivered our championship title. And they think they can just swoop in at the last minute and steal him away from Elland Road. It's like watching your ex-girlfriend start dating your worst enemy. It hurts on levels you didn't even know existed. Aston Villa had a look, but decided against it. Lyon had talks, but Solomon shut him down because he wants to stay in the Premier League. And now we're in this three-way battle with Forest for a player who should already be wearing white and celebrating goals in front of the South Stand. The absolute worst part. Graham Smith is suggesting that Leeds see Solomon as a last resort. A last resort. This is the man who won us promotion, who scored crucial goals, who understood what it means to play for this club, and we're treating him like he's some kind of backup option. Daniel Farke wants versatility, wants players who can adapt and contribute across different positions, but sometimes you need that special spark, that individual brilliance that can unlock tight games and turn draws into wins. Solomon proved he has that magic, proved he can handle the pressure, and proved he loves this club. But as devastating as the Solomon situation is, there's one more story that might just break your heart completely. Here we are, Leeds faithful, at the absolute climax of this deadline day disaster. And the final name that's going to have you pacing around your living room is Gustavo Hamer, the Sheffield United playmaker who could be the missing piece of our Premier League puzzle. This is it. This is the player Daniel Farke desperately needs. We haven't scored from open play in the league yet. Not a single goal from open play. And our wingers are still trying to prove they belong at this level. We need creativity. We need that magical number 10 who can thread passes, create chances, and turn half opportunities into goals. Hamer absolutely tore championship defenses apart for Sheffield United last season, playing in that crucial number 10 role behind the striker, weaving magic in the final third exactly like we need. He's the kind of player who could transform our attack from predictable to devastating, the missing link between our solid defensive foundation and our goal-scoring ambitions. But here's where this story becomes an absolute nightmare. PSV Eindhoven are ready to make a late bid. The Dutch champions are looking at Hamer as their backup plan if they sell Joey Veerman to Brentford, and suddenly we're not just competing with championship clubs anymore. We're going head-to-head with European giants. Facundo Buonanotte was supposed to be our answer, the young Argentinian from Brighton who could have solved our creativity problems, but guess what? Chelsea swooped in and stole him away. Once again, we're left scrambling for alternatives while bigger clubs with deeper pockets get their business done efficiently. Sheffield United's manager Ruben Sells can't even predict Hamer's future anymore. And who can blame him? His team has had a terrible start to the championship season. Hamer is probably looking for an escape route, and every club in Europe knows he's available for the right price. The spine of our team looks brilliant. Lucas Perry between the sticks, Jacobijo Marshall in the defense, Anton Stash and Sean Longstaff controlling the midfield. But without that creative spark in the final third, we're going to struggle. To break down Premier League defenses week after week, this is our moment, Leeds faithful. This is when we need to show our ambition, prove we're serious about staying in the Premier League, and demonstrate that we can compete with the best clubs in Europe for the best players. Hamer could be worth the gamble, worth the investment, worth the risk. But are we going to act fast enough? Or are we going to watch another target slip through our fingers while we hesitate and overthink every decision? Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on every twist and turn of this deadline day madness. Smash the like if you think we absolutely must sign Hamer before PSV steal him away. And drop a comment telling me, which of these three, stories has you the most frustrated as a Leeds United supporter? Marching on together, but are we marching to a glory or disaster? Only the next few hours will tell.